This is Zhiyun Crane M3 and it's one of the most compact and also very beautiful gimbal that money can buy right now. It is compatible with Sony a7 Mark III and most other Sony mirrorless cameras. In today's video, I will show you guys how I made it work with my Sony a7 Mark III even though it is very small. Hi guys, this is Big Phil and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the Zhiyun Crane M3, which I've been using it for about 1 month now and I love it. Listen, I really do like this gimbal. First of all, it is beautiful. It is good looking. It is nothing like other gimbals in the market. I mean, I like the fact that it is white, which it just pop, it just look good and it's very compact. Very small. When I bought this gimbal, a lot of people were saying, I watched some few videos on YouTube. People were saying, oh, it's too small for mirrorless cameras. It is made for compact cameras. From Zhiyun website, the gimbal is marketed as a gimbal for compact and mirrorless cameras. To be honest, it took me a while to be able to mount my Sony a7 Mark III camera on it and able to customize it, tune it, move it around, adjust it. I did a lot of adjustment, but finally I was able to make it work and now everything is perfect. I will show you guys what I did in today's video. Now, let me start this video by talking about the things I love about this gimbal. Number one is the fact that it is compact. Like, this is a stand. If I take out the stand, just check it out. This is a gimbal right here, guys. Very small, very compact, easy to carry around. Easy. I mean, if you're somebody who do a lot of vlogging, this is a gimbal for you because it is very lightweight. When I mount my Sony a7 Mark III camera on it, oh, it's still very compact, very portable. I can do vlogging. I can hold this thing all day without having any hand fatigue. With the stand, this is what it looks like. Very compact, guys. So that's the number one thing I like about it. Number two is the fact that it is beautiful. This gimbal doesn't look like any other gimbal in the market. Most gimbals that you find in the market right now are just too professional. Like, it is a gimbal that lets everybody know that, hey, I'm having fun and at the same time I'm doing professional work. That one thing I like about this gimbal. It just looks great, man. Beautiful. I just like it. And there's a light. This front light right here, which is customizable for warm light and daylight. Oh man, this light very useful. I've used it in so many scenarios. There are places where I go, I'm shooting a video and the light it's not bright in that environment. I have to turn on this light right here and it works amazing. It's very bright, especially at nighttime. Fantastic. Another thing I like about this Crane M3 is the fact that mounting a camera on this gimbal is very simple. All you got to do is to make sure to lock all the 3 axes. It has 3 axes, as you can see. So once you lock all the 3 axes, you put the stand, you pop it up on, put it down. Now you just mount your camera on it. And if you're not using your camera, it's easy to pop it out. You just press this button right here. You press it. Now you take out. So now the camera will be out. Thanks to this plate right here because your camera is mounted on this plate. So once you pop out this plate, your camera is out. And if you want to use it again, you just simply put it right here, press. That's it. Back in place. Another thing I like about this gimbal is the screen. This screen is very useful, very customizable. I mean, you could customize everything about this gimbal just from this screen right here. So it's highly customizable. I like it. And finally, the battery life is phenomenal. It can last me up to 6 to 7 hours, depending on if I'm using the light. If I'm using the LED lights a lot, then it can last probably like 5 hours. And it's fast charging too. So those are the things I like about this gimbal. Now, let's talk about how I made my Sony a7 Mark III camera to work on it. So, the first thing I did is to use a much lighter lens. A lens like the 85 f1.8 is not compatible. It's very heavy. This is a heavy lens, so it's not going to work on the gimbal. I'm using the 28 to 70 kit lens because it's much lighter. Smaller lenses, smaller Sony lenses are compatible because they are much lighter. So if you're going for much heavier or bigger lenses, then your camera will not be compatible with this gimbal right here. And also, I take off the L plate that's on the bottom of my camera because the L plate is made of steel, so it has weight. I have to take off the Peak Design strap because it also has a little weight. So anything that increases the weight of the camera, I have to take it off. And secondly, I took so much time to adjust all the different axes. Yeah, that's very essential, very important, guys. You got to make sure to work on all the different axes. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 axes that you got to work on. So you got to make sure to find the perfect balance. Take your time, look for the perfect balance. And once you got it, you got to go into the settings of the gimbal and calibrate it. So you got to do calibration to make sure it is perfect. And also, thanks to the fact that this gimbal has a screen, you could see the different adjustment. You could see where you can do a little bit more adjustment, or you could see where you don't even need to touch it. And the last thing I always do is making sure not to fold my gimbal. I mean, this is my perfect settings right here. As you can see right here, this is the perfect settings for my camera and my 28-70 lens right here. So if I want to keep my gimbal, I simply just lock all the axes. I put all the axes on lock and I keep it like this. I never fold it. I'm not folding this thing anymore, except if I buy a different lens, then I can do a little adjustment, change the settings again. But so long as I'm using this 28-70 lens right now, I'm not folding this thing. I'm not changing the settings. So every time I want to keep it, I just unfold the legs, keep it like that. And if I want to use it, I just mount my camera on it, unlock all the axes. Even when I'm going out, I simply just hold it like this, just like this. So I don't need to fold the gimbal anymore. If I'm not using it, I just keep it in a corner, keep it somewhere. If I want to use it, mount my camera on it. So I do it once. I did it once, and I just use it now forever. So the only time I'm going to change these settings is if I'm buying a new lens and I need to change or do a slight adjustment for the newer lens. But for now, everything is like this. Yeah. And it works perfectly well, guys. I'm going to be using this lens. Next week, I'm going to one of the biggest international car show in the world in Bangkok, where I'm going to do a lot of shooting with this gimbal right here. So stay tuned for all those videos and see how smooth those videos are going to look like, thanks to the Zhiyun Crane M3. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Those are the things I love about this gimbal and how I made it work with my Sony A7 Mark III camera. Yeah. And thank you guys for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any question about the Crane M3, or if you have any thoughts about it, or if you have been using this Crane M3, let us know down in the comment section. What are your thoughts? And if you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notification for a lot of good videos come up on Big Phil TV. Until then, see you to the next one. Peace.